Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me, Matt here, and you might notice something a little bit different. So, you guys know that I make these audio-only videos on my channel quite often, and they're quite a bit boring because all you see on screen is a little logo in the middle of the screen, and, you know, for some people who just listen to it, you know, in another tab while they're doing something else, that's great, but some people are more visually oriented and they want something happening on screen. So, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm actually playing a game here. I'm playing old school RuneScape. I'm just doing something called woodcutting. I'm doing a skill called woodcutting, and I am doing that because it's easy and relaxing. I just have to click like once a minute, so I can just focus on talking to you guys, but the people who want to see something on screen have something to watch. Not something particularly interesting, but it's probably more interesting than a logo that just sits there and does nothing. Now, I actually attempted to record this video before, and I recorded about half an hour of me playing the game, but I chose to do a quest, and it was a quest that required thinking. Like, I had to know the right things to say to someone, I had to, you know, go to different places, and I had to be reading the quest guide to see what I was doing next so I didn't mess anything up. And it was just an annoying quest, and I couldn't really focus on doing that as well as talking to you guys. So I tried to record this before, and I picked this quest that I was going to do, and after about 30 minutes of recording, I hadn't got anywhere with what I was trying to say to you guys. And the quest took me way longer than it should have. It should have taken a few minutes. It took me like half an hour. So I might include some clips of me completing the quest, you know, just sped up. But I'm not going to include, you know, the original talking or any of that. I'm just going to do it here while I'm doing woodcutting because it's something where I don't have to think. So yeah, the subject of today's video is lucid dreaming versus regular dreams. Someone asked me, you know, what is the difference between a lucid dream and a regular dream? What is the difference between the two? Well, of course, the first glaringly obvious difference is the fact that you're lucid, you're aware that you're in a dream, in a lucid dream. But there are other differences between the two. In general, things like clarity and things like recall are better in a lucid dream. So what do I mean by this? Well, when you have a regular dream, a lot of the time it's going to be so blurry and vague that you don't even know what was happening really. It was just a kind of blurry memory. It doesn't feel like you were there. It feels more like a blurry memory of a movie or of someone else watching a movie. You don't really feel that connection to it. On the other hand, you can have some really vivid, intense dreams where you really feel like you were there going on this adventure or whatever, but those are less common. With lucid dreams, however, it leans more towards that side of things. It leans more towards the side of things where things are clear, where you do remember them, and where they are very intense memories. It's not just you watching something happening, it's you participating in it yourself. Recall is also affected this way. With regular dreams, you're going to forget a lot of them, no matter how good your dream recall is. If it's really good, you'll remember a good percentage of them, but there are still some that you're going to forget. On the other hand, I feel like for most people, if you have good dream recall, you're going to remember pretty much all of your lucid dreams. And even if you don't have that great dream recall, you're probably going to still remember most of your lucid dreams. Because your lucid dreams are more like real waking memories because you're more conscious in them. You know, it's a lot harder for you to forget something that you did yesterday while you're awake than it is to forget something you did yesterday in a dream. It's also a lot harder to forget something you did yesterday in a lucid dream than something you did yesterday in a regular dream because you're more conscious, you're more close to being awake in a lucid dream. Lucid dreams are also much more of a sensory experience. Think back to some dreams you remember recently. How many of those dreams do you remember actually indulging in any sense other than sight? How many of these dreams do you remember actually hearing something or tasting something or smelling something? I can't speak for everyone, but for me it's not a lot. I don't really remember much other than what I saw when I was actually in a regular dream. Maybe sometimes someone will say something. I remember what someone said, something that I heard, but I don't really remember tasting things or smelling things. I don't remember touching things and the textures and all of that. Whereas in a lucid dream, all of those senses are being engaged constantly. You have a full sensory experience, much more like what you have when you're awake and in real life. So just how real does a lucid dream feel? Well, that's the other big difference. A regular dream doesn't really feel all that real. At the time, while you're in the dream, you're probably convinced it is because you're at such a low level of consciousness that the fact that everything is blurry, nothing makes sense, that there's a dragon flying in the sky, doesn't clue you into the fact that yes, you're obviously asleep and in a dream. But when you're in a lucid dream, despite the fact that you're at a much higher level of awareness and actually know that it's a dream, it feels much less like one. It feels much less like this kind of sleep state and much more like you're actually awake and in the real world. There are some subtle differences that, you know, make it obvious that you're not, but it feels much more believable. It feels like a fairly realistic simulation. You know, I don't see us ever getting like virtual realities that are more real than the lucid dreaming experience is, other than perhaps, you know, if someone makes them more stable, you know, less liable to change when you look away and all of that. My personal favourite way of comparing the two, a regular dream versus a lucid dream, is this simple comparison. A regular dream is like watching a blurry video on your phone in some low resolution. A lucid dream is typically much more like putting on a VR headset and stepping into a virtual world and actually being there. Sorry, by the way, if you can hear my dogs in the background, they're going a bit crazy right now. I'm almost done with the video though, so I'm not going to go and tell them to be quiet. I'm just going to continue what I was saying. The next thing is, of course, the difference in your level of consciousness. In a lucid dream, you are more conscious. You're conscious of the fact that you're dreaming, and that in itself means you're very close to wakefulness. And so you kind of know what's going on. You're a lot more aware. Whereas in a regular dream, you have this really, really low level consciousness where you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand anything that's going on. You don't really have any memory of anything that happened before. You don't know why you're doing certain things. You don't recognize that it's not the real world, and yeah, you're just kind of in this like zombified state where you're just going along with things for no reason. It's kind of like being on autopilot when you're awake. That's kind of what a regular dream is like, whereas a lucid dream is like when you're mindful when you're awake, when you're actually present in the moment. Anyway, I think this is where I'm going to end the video, but before I do actually end it, I want to actually talk with you guys about this whole idea. So yeah, what do you think about me doing videos like this? Like when I'm making an audio only video, that's not going to have text on screen, it's not going to have, you know, my face talking to the camera. What do you think? Do you think I should just have the old logo appearing on screen like before? Or do you think I should have something more visual, like a game going in the background or something? The next thing I want to ask is, you know, do you have any suggestions for games? If you want this kind of format, what games would you like to see me play? Do you want to see me play more RuneScape? Do you want to see me play Terraria, Minecraft, something like that? Another one I was thinking of is Town of Salem, because I've been playing a lot of that recently. Although if I do Town of Salem, I probably won't speak while I'm playing the game. I'll probably just record like a match in the game, and then record my audio and then just overlay the audio on top, because I feel like there's a lot of thinking in that game and so it won't really work well with talking about something else. The next thing to mention is that the duration of these, I'm not sure how long these sorts of videos will be. One of the reasons I wanted to do this though is because it'll give me the option to do longer rambly podcast style videos. Because the thing is, I originally, if anyone has been on this channel for a long time, subscribed like since right at the beginning, you'll know I used to make these really long, like 20-minute ramble videos where I just talked about a subject and there was nothing going on screen. It was just this little speaker icon just flashing on and off that was probably really, really annoying to you guys. So it was fine for people who just wanted audio, but for the people who wanted something visual, it was kind of a bit boring, especially with how long those videos were, to have nothing on screen. So I thought, hey, if I have something actually on screen like what I'm doing now, then it's a little bit less boring, and so I can actually do a longer audio only video before you guys get bored of it. So let me know if you guys would like some occasional longer videos that are like, you know, 15-20 minutes in length, maybe even longer than that, maybe like, you know, a half hour or hour long video of me just talking like a podcast. If you would like something like that, then let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Of course, this video is just a test, so I wasn't really planning to talk about much. I was trying to keep it short. I had so many problems getting this right, getting it right with the recordings. I recorded it all in the wrong format and had to convert a bunch of it, and it was just a mess. I'm finally getting comfortable with the software that I'm using, so hopefully it should be a lot better next time, assuming there is a next time. I just want to know your thoughts about this whole thing. You know, suggestions for games that I could play, relaxing games ideally, you know, that there's not too much going on screen and it's something that I can do while talking, or something that I can just record and then talk over later. And I almost forgot my usual scheduled plug. Yes, If you guys haven't checked it out already, you should check out my Advanced Lucidity audio course. It is a 17-part lucid dreaming audio course, and the course takes you step by step, holds your hand through the process of learning to lucid dream and learning to do all the things that you want to do in a lucid dream. I'm not going to ramble on about it. There's more about it on the actual page itself, on the store page, so check it out in the link in the top right hand corner now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did and you want to stay up to date with my videos and you want to stay up to date with my lucid dreaming videos and my upcoming meditation series, be sure to subscribe. If you want to support the channel, go and check me out over on Patreon, and if you want to keep watching, pick one of the videos on screen, go watch that, and I will see you soon. Take care.